Okay, welcome to the Fife Property Market Update. I thought I would do it in this format for a change. Rather than landscape, let's do it in portrait. And let's see how we get on for the first time. It'll be interesting. See what you think of this. I'll be interested to see what your thoughts on this as filming in this format. I think it's far better because if you're looking at a mobile phone, you can see the full screen all at once, and the statistics all appear in the top here. So watch out for that as we share the screen. Interesting. It's quite interesting. The Fife Property Market this week. It's just passed from the 4th of February to yesterday, the 10th of February. It gives us a great insight into what is happening right across Fife, and I can actually see straight away supply is outstripping demand. No, demand is outstripping supply again. Why is that happening? And it's in the central Fife to the west of Fife. Which I'm actually quite surprised about because it's generally, usually, typically central Fife to east of Fife. So I'll be interested to see if that happens next week again. But we will talk about this, and I will show you the statistics. We will walk through this, and it might give us some insight into what's actually happening right across the market. As I said, I'm very, very surprised about this. I didn't expect it to be like this, but I did expect possibly to see demand outstripping supply, but I didn't expect it to see it in this mix. It'll be interesting to see what happens next week. But let me show you the figures. Here it is right here. As you can see at the top of me here, you've got in Cooper. I mean, 10 properties came on the market in the Cooper area, but 4 actually only sold. So that's actually quite surprising for Cooper. It's East Neuk, 6 came on, 4 actually sold. St Andrews, 12 came on, 9 sold. Leadmouth, 12 came on, 11 sold. See how Central Fife is getting a bit more even Stevens. Dunfermline, 44 came on, 58 sold. Not sure what's happening here in Dunfermline because that's the third week in a row. There's more properties getting sold in Dunfermline area in KY11 and KY12 than actually is coming onto the market. So Dunfermline could be in for some sort of mini boom in terms of just a micro region on a microeconomic level. Glenrothes is similar. 15 came on, 17 sold. Kirkcaldy, 20 came on, and 24 sold. Again, it's actually quite surprising. This could be a lot to do with the run through of the new build. All the new build properties are actually built now. People are actually moving into them now. Therefore, the people that were actually selling in the first place, the oversupply of stock coming on for people to get into the new build properties that were getting built in these areas has now flowed through. Therefore, their properties are actually selling and they're sold and concluded, whereas the new stock coming on aren't coming on to buy these properties. So I have a sneaking suspicion it is a delayed reaction to the new builds. It's a delayed reaction to the new builds in these areas in Dunfermline and Kirkcaldy and in Glenrothes especially as well. All the amount of new builds coming on, because it's not reflective in these numbers. We don't reflect them in these numbers because it's weird how they report anything. This is actually as according to Rightmove. So we strip out the new build at the very beginning because they don't actually go on to sell. They don't actually put them on Rightmove as sold. They just leave them on as available, and then they just take them off. So it skews the numbers. It's kind of like seasonally adjusted smoothing, which is what the government uses for the house price index figures as well, and inflation figures and unemployment figures and all the rest of it. So quite interesting overall. So there is the right across the Fife property market in terms of the numbers and what's happening in each area. But you can see the totals. 119 came on with all the estate agents in Fife listed for sale, and 127 sold overall. I wonder if that's going to happen next week. Price brackets. I'm going to start looking at price brackets again because everything up to 200,000 to 50,000 is selling quite well. It'd be interesting to see across the regions on a micro region level if everything if that is still the case. But we'll look at that next week. Let's talk about some stuff that's happened during the week. Some of the shows that I actually did, Richard and I did a show yesterday about your new look for 2024, discovering the major trends that are actually happening for 2024 for home interiors. Now, that show is on this link, so you can click above or below. You can listen to the podcast, you can read the article, which takes 4 minutes really, and also you can actually watch the show as well with Richard and I yesterday. So that'll give you more information about style and comfort and how perfect it is right now, and what you can do if you've got your house coming onto the market. And I actually shared some top tips about decluttering decluttering seems to be a thing right now. Everybody seems to think, what am I going to do with all my stuff? And so I've actually put all the details in that post itself. So you'll get more information again on this link above. Click on it, scroll down, you'll see the show that we're talking about. It's the new look for 2024 and discovering this year's major trends for home interiors. We talked about, just let me give you a quick summary of what we talked about in there. We talked about how bookshelves and how to use them in your rooms and that, how to look at, if you're a keen traveller, how to take things that you've heard around the world and actually demonstrate and show them around your house, and actually add value to your house. And also things like how to take advantage of minimalistic looks and also maximise that opportunity overall. Geometric designs, how you feature that, and the bathroom style. In other words, we take on the bathroom and how you can style that as well. So that is that show in here. Let me just talk about what we've got coming to market soon. I'll just quickly just talk about that now. Let me just move this on. Okay, some of the properties actually sold last week for us. Gives you a good insight into what's selling in the area, and in which area it's selling. Okay, so this one was sold. Now this was Braehead and Cooper. This actually took 7 months to sell. This is actually quite surprising, but there's no surprise anyway, because a 3-bedroom semi-detached house, and the new owners are excited to move into a new family home. So somebody looking for a new family home is listed at offers over 195,000, and it is away now. But it took a lot longer than usual. That is not typical. For that type of price point, but there was things actually holding it back, and there was buyer qualification people had to go through as well, which made that fundamental difference overall in terms of how it took a wee bit longer than usual. It was a skillful process to get that over the line. Let me just say that, more important. Okay, this one's away as well. Cooper Road in Largo Ward. This was sold in 4 weeks. This was offers over 180,000. So it just shows you 7 months, 4 weeks, same sort of price points. And that was a 2-bedroom semi-detached cottage. So the new owners thrilled to move to their new village life, and it's listed at offers over 180,000 in the Largo Ward area, 2-bedroom semi-detached cottage. If you've got something like that, and that's the sort of price point they're going for, and it floats your boat, then get in touch with us, because we could see what we can do for you as well. The key about what we did about the show, as I said, about the new look, I talked a lot, just let me explain, I talked a lot about this, about the fact that make sure you get an estate agent round first to talk through what you're thinking, so you don't go ahead and do something which wasn't actually entirely necessary and overspend on your budget as a result of that. This is about saving you money and giving you the facts and letting you decide for yourself what you need to do next, rather than actually you thinking, maybe I should change the kitchen, maybe I should change the bathroom, maybe I should decorate the whole house top to bottom and change the carpets. Sometimes that is not what you should be doing. That's why it's important to talk to an estate agent before you start that journey, just to get their professional advice on it first. Because remember, that could take you a long time. And in terms of what you're trying to achieve, you might not be able to achieve what you want to achieve because of the length of time it takes you to do all these improvements that you want to make before you actually physically put your house in the market. We also talked about as well, should you actually wait till spring or should you sell now? I've got my thoughts on that actually, and I shared that in that show itself, the new look show, as I said yesterday. Okay, so what else sold? So that's Cooper Road, Largo Ward. The next one, this is a familiar one, Tolbooth Wynd in Crail. It sold in 3 weeks. It was a 3-bedroom end terraced house, and it was listed at offers over 275,000. This was actually one previously sold, and it came back to the market, and then we sold it again in 3 weeks after coming back to the market. So it just shows you, for the right types of property, they will still sell regardless. We had a lot of interest in this one. So there is people still looking for this type of property. So if you've got a type of property like that in the Crail area, possibly even in the East Nuke area, I think it will be very popular, and it's around about the 275,000 price point. And that was a 3-bedroom end terraced house. It's that one there, right there in here. Okay, let us talk about the final one. It sold last week for us. This was Alder Terrace Methil, sold in 10 days, as you'll see at the top of there. A two-bedroom end terrace house. New owners excited to move their first family home. This was listed at offers over 115,000 at Alder Terrace Methil, sold in 10 days. Now, these are new price points coming along for these areas. That's what I can say. In the Methil area, definitely new price points, higher price points actually. I have a sneaking suspicion the new train station is having an impact on people deciding and investing to move or possibly live in the Leavenmouth area because of the uplift it's going to have as a result, especially with commuting, if you need to do that. I commuted every single day by car into Standard Life at George Street from the Leavenmouth area, and I tell you what, that was tough going every single time from there, forward and back every single time. So a train is a great improvement and a great welcomed addition to the commuting experience, especially from the Leavenmouth area straight into Waverley and Edinburgh. That would have been perfect for me. Just get off the train at Waverley, walk up walk up into the parallel, George Street's parallel to it, and I was straight into my work from there. That would be an easy gig. Why was it never there when I was at Standard Life? Anyway, okay, so that's the ones that have actually sold. What is actually coming to market? Watch out for these ones. I actually did a pre-photo on this. Denville Gardens in Kenny was a 4-bedroom detached bungalow. If you've not seen that yet, go onto the Leavenmouth Facebook page. So Fife Properties Leaven. Go onto the Facebook page, scroll back some of the posts, and you will see, or do a search in Denville Gardens, and you'll see it come up. I have done the walkthrough on that already. That's a great property, actually, just been released to the market. Blinkbonny Farm cottage as well in Newborough. This is a 2-bedroom semi-detached bungalow coming onto the market. Watch out for that one. If you're interested in these properties I talk about right now that are coming to the market soon, or they've just come on as a pre-portal, make sure you get in touch with us and register some sort of interest. It is quite possible that some of these properties will sell before they even actually hit social media. Off-market deals. It can actually still happen. That's why you need to make sure you just register and make sure we've got you on file so we know you're really interested and we know you're in a position to proceed. There might be a deal to be done off market. You can get in there before anyone else. That's why you register with us for that very reason. That's why you follow our Facebook pages, because that's the next step. You see it on Facebook before it goes to our website, and you get exclusive access to it from there as well. And then it goes to a website. So basically, 2 processes before that. Other people have an opportunity to get in there before that if you're just waiting on it coming on a website. That's generally where everybody else starts, but we have opportunities to get in there before everybody else before that process happens on the normal mainstream websites. Okay, at Fairfield Road in Colmsborough. This is a very popular area, Fairfield Road in Colmsborough. Why? Because it's off the main road of Colmsborough. It's down to the right-hand side as you're going along to the East Neuk before the Colmsborough Straight. Down to the right-hand side, just as you're coming out of Colmsborough, and it is perfect. Fairfield Road is absolutely fantastic. It's a no-through road. You just go into it. It's a perfect cul-de-sac area. Ideal family homes there. So this is a 3-bedroom semi-detached house that will be coming on Fairfield Road in Colmsborough. If you're interested in that one, register with us now, contact us now and mention it. Coronation Crescent, Leavenmouth, and Leven is actually a 3-bedroom semi-detached house. They're really good as well. I was actually at the traffic lights, Windygates traffic lights. I was there and I looked over and went, that's where Coronation Crescent goes. Going to say Coronation Street. No, that's not where Coronation Street is. That's where Coronation Crescent is. Just on my right hand side when I'm going into Leaving the Windygates traffic lights. There, it was perfect. Golden opportunity. Just as I saw it, I turned around and sort of saw it, the nameplate, and I knew. I kind of thought I know where this is. I can't remember, but it's a wee exclusive row of properties. And this is a 3-bedroom semi-detached house. I think they're all semi-detached houses, but they're really nice and quaint, and they're way set back from the main road as well. And they're in a great location because they're easy walking distance. If you work at Diageo, it's an easy gig just to walk up the road to Diageo. If you're working, and then you've got Aldi's up there as well for shopping, and then you're just round the corner and you're just straight down to the train station. You can actually just walk down the main road, Burnwell Road, and then you're straight into the train station. You're also at the swimming pool, you're also at the bus station, you're also at the high street, and you're also at the retail park as well. That's a great location. So Coronation Crescent in Leven, a 3-bedroom semi-detached house will be coming on. At Lawrence Drive in Leven, again, 3-bedroom ground floor apartment, mentioned ground floor, 1 level living. If you're looking to downsize and you're looking for a more affordable property to go to, but you're still wanting quite a lot of space, a 3-bedroom ground floor apartment, they're the ex-local authority ones. They've got great space, and they've usually got a really great back garden as well for space. So golden opportunity to get that one as well. Lawrence Drive in Leven, again, more or less just at the back of Coronation Crescent. Same location. So as I said, easy access to Aldi, Diageo, and all the rest of it, without having to pay an absolute fortune that you pay up the road and all the new builds. It's really affordable, these types of properties. That's the perfect opportunity to get that. Okay, let me just talk about other things as well. Let's jump on, and we'll talk about a few other things as well we've got here. Other ones. Got it here. Give me a quick Taping Close, Cellar Dyke. 3-bedroom detached house. It's actually a 3-bedroom, but it's a 4-bedroom, because what's happened, they've taken 2 of the bedrooms, they've taken the stud in between down, and they've actually opened up to basically, for an elderly parent, a suite. Basically, they've got their own living room, and then they go into their bedroom right next door. So the wardrobes are still there, and the access to the both doors are still there. So if you want to put it back to a 4-bedroom, it's easy to put a stud right back up in that room. Also, the main master bedroom, you could potentially create another bedroom out of that, because it's a massive L shape, and I think next door is the similar footprint, and I think they've got a 5-bedroom. So you could actually create a 5-bedroom out of it by putting another stud up, and you'd have wardrobes there and wardrobes in another bit off the master bedroom. So that's a golden opportunity to take a 3-bedroom at Taping Close and Cellar Dyke and actually change it easily by just putting a couple of studs up to a 5-bedroom. So if you're looking for a big family home, could be one for you. I did a pre-portal on that just on Thursday, I think it was. So look for that one if you're looking for it. That came in at a really good price point. That came in at almost over 375,000 actually. And if you're interested in that one, you could see the pre-portal if you go into our Fife Properties East Nuke Facebook page. You just type in the search and you type in Taping Close. So for anybody that doesn't know how to spell it, TAEPING Close and Cellar Dyke. Again, as a 3-bedroom, it's described as, but it actually, you could easily turn it into a 4 or a 5-bedroom with little cost involved. Coldstream Park in Leven, I'll be doing a pre-portal for that tomorrow. That is a cracking property, 4-bedroom detached house on an elevated plot, and a garage below, which could actually, you can actually potential to convert that as well. The back of the garage, actually, for a home office, you could strap and board it, have a home office at the back, and you could probably have a place to put your car at the front if you really want to. And it's got a drive, and it's got 2 drives actually. So Crail Road in Astra is another one that's coming on, so watch out for that one. 2-bedroom end terraced house. That's in Fleming's Yard, actually. Fleming's Yard, if anybody knows where that is. Crail Road in Astra. I'll be doing a pre-launch on that probably this week. West Street in St Monans, that's a commercial opportunity. I've actually just signed that up. That's the old shop, number 9, West Street in St Monans. It currently utilised as a shop. That's got great potential to do something with that as well. Main Street in Strathkinnis, a 4-bedroom detached house. It overlooks the countryside. I have just been to that one on Friday to do all the paperwork and get that signed up. So that's another one that'll be really, really good. So watch out for that one as well. Now, let's talk about what was completed. Keys handed over. So keys handed over, completed. We can now give you an insight into what properties are actually going for more than the home report value in certain areas and certain types of properties. So 4th View in Dromel Day, this was actually quite an interesting one. This was on for a year with a colourful online agent, if that makes sense. Dare I say, Barney the dinosaur. The agent was that colour. So it was on with that agent for nearly a year with no offers. We took it over in a 4-bedroom detached cottage, and we got it sold, and we got it sold for the price it was actually asking. We got an offer and sold in 3 months, done and dusted. For the home report value, 340,000, and yet it was on for a year with another agent. They couldn't get any offers at all. So just shows you we're not all the same. We can't all be the same because then they would have responded to that and they would have got the same offer from the other person as well. So they didn't. Drumcaro, Windygates Road and Leaving, finally away. That took a wee bit longer to sell. Again, it was also listed, well, previous agent, no offers, and it listed, and it went for 2.5% over the home report value, which represented another £5,000 in the seller's hands for £225,000. So wee bit extra, one at home report, one a wee bit extra in the home report. So that gives you a good insight to what the properties prices are going for. That then takes me to the show that I did during the week, which was talking about are we in a buyer or seller's market? It was quite interesting. Are we actually in a buyer or seller's market? Well, it depends what region you're in will determine if we are in a buyer or seller's market at all. Mortgage costs are actually tumbling and sales are actually on the rise. So it's a pivotal time for both buyers and sellers. But where does Fife stand in the changing landscape? Is it a buyer's haven? Or is it a seller's market? And I did a deep dive into the Fife property market and the property dynamics overall and what it means for home selling and buying and the buying journey. So you can click on that article above or below and drill through to that. You can listen to the podcast, you can read the article, or you can watch the show. That is a real good insight. I think that was about 25 minutes to do that one and walk through that. And you will see it coming up on social media because I think it's important that people understand what type of market we are currently in right now. And it will help you manage expectations. And two, it will also give you a great insight into if you receive an offer and whether you should be accepting that offer or whether you should be holding out for more, because that's what I discuss in that show. Again, it's on this link. Click on the link above or below here. It'll take you through. You'll see the show, and it actually goes on to say Fife property market. Is it a buyer or seller's market? Is the headline of the show. Click on that link, and you'll get all the information on there. Finally, a couple of things before I go. Zoopla House Price Index was out for January 2024, and I did a midweek show on this. Now, I'll give you the executive summary just now. The house price inflation has moderated. So, we're over the whole of the UK, we're round about minus 0.8% on rising sales volumes. In other words, there's more supply coming onto the market. Zoopla goes on, though, to say that there's strong seasonal rebound in the sales activity in the first weeks of January, which we've actually reported on quite well and quite recent on the back of pent up demand and sub 5% mortgage rates. In other words, mortgage rates are actually coming down quite well. I mean, you're getting 5-year fixed rate deals around about the 4.5% now. So it's actually really good, even though base rates are sitting at 5.25. That's why it's important to actually get the facts and the insight rather than actually just saying, well, if base rates are 5.25, mortgage rates can't be any lower than that. Well, they are, and they have been for quite a while. And now people are coming into the market to buy, and there's lots of buyers there, but there's hardly any properties actually coming onto the market, and there's more properties getting sold than there is actually getting bought. There's a recipe for a wee boom at that short period. But I think that window of opportunity is only going to be the next couple of months, and then it'll start to plateau out and it'll start to go into a balanced market. Potentially later on in the year, it might go into a buyer's market. So if you're selling, that's why I say sometimes it's important to think about it now and pressing that button now and going for it now, rather than actually waiting to see what happens, because I think that's what's going to happen later on. There's still, I think, on the back of that, there's still happenings going on in the Red Sea in terms of the pirates hijacking and targeting the oil tankers and the oil and the petrol prices, which are strongly linked, clearly. And petrol prices are actually the one that's driving inflation down, because petrol prices are coming down as well. If petrol prices begin to move up and oil prices begin to move up as a result, petrol prices will move up, and therefore inflation might go up again. Therefore, it's very unlikely then that base rates might reduce, and they might stay the same, might even increase a wee bit. That's why certainty is important right now, rather than actually thinking that you could maybe just wait and see what happens. We're in a good market right now at this point in time as a seller, and especially as a buyer as well. It's a nice equilibrium, I would say. So Zoopla did go on to say that demand was up 12% year on year, led by London and East England. So they're having a wee resurgence down there. And sales agreed are up 13% year on year across all the regions. Available homes for sale are over 20% higher than a year ago. So there's more stock onto the market, more choice for buyers to have. Therefore, as I said, maybe if you've been on the market for quite a while, you really need to consider realigning your price to a better price point to attract a different interest from a different audience. And then you're a stage, you can skillfully push that person back up to where it was originally. That's the key here. But it's important not to overinterpret this positive start to the year, and there is some upside for sales volumes. But Zoopla says the overall UK market remains in a buyer's market, whereas I think the Fife property market is a wee bit different. Well, I know it's different because I discussed it on that show I did about is it a buyer or seller's market, the Fife property market. And then the good Zoopla goes on, a fifth of sellers right across the UK. I think it's England, more or less, more than likely. A fifth of sellers are having to accept more than 10% below the asking price to secure a sale. That tends to be in the English market because they start at the top and work their way back, whereas we start at the bottom with home reports and push our way up in terms of pricing. So we'll both end up in the same point, but one starts at the top, we start at the bottom, and we meet in the middle, the English and Scottish market. Just two different types of markets, two different markets that operate in different dynamics overall. Finally, wealth creation show tomorrow. Richard and I, if you're into your wealth and you're wanting to create wealth for 2024, this is probably the show for you to watch, the most important show ever. The wealth creation show, I'll be honest, could change your life forever. And I'm not kidding. Okay. This is episode 109 Richard and I are doing tomorrow. Yes, we've done 108 other episodes online in our playlist on our YouTube channel. And it is in this link, I think. Yeah, it is in this link. You can get access to that playlist. And this is all about, tomorrow we're going to be discussing, on the Wealth Creation Show, we're going to be discussing wealth. We're going wealth creation. We're also going to be discussing money and how you handle it. And we're also going to be discussing property investment and how we're going to talk about that. And I'll give you an insight into this. In today's dynamic world, the pursuit of financial stability and wealth creation has become a common aspiration. If you've seen the news this week, they say in order to retire just on a reasonable lifestyle, you have to generate £31,000 every single year as a pensioner to retire. That means you've got to have a pension fund of round about £500,000. How many people have got that? Very few. That means if you don't have that, you will continue to work, whether you like it or not, because you have to generate the income in order to support yourself in your current position right now. That's why it's important. Or you have to cut right back, you have to sell off your main house, you have to downsize, really downsize to release a huge amount of capital in your existing house if you've got it, in order to be able to live on that in some sort of adequate lifestyle, if it's a lifestyle you can call it at all. This is why we talk about the wealth creation show and financial stability. One avenue that is consistently proven to be lucrative is property investment, encompassing both rental income and capital appreciation. Now, I'm just going to point out, on Wednesday, I will be buying another 30 properties at 1.9 million for my portfolio. That will tell you everything about how I view property investment. It will also tell you everything about the fact that what you can learn tomorrow on the Wealth Creation Show at 12:30 live and ask questions, because I will be doing it with Richard tomorrow and we will be talking about property investment. And I might talk about how this came about and how I was able to finance 1.9 million and buy 100%, and the bank paid for the whole lot and I didn't put any money in it at all. How is that possible? And I'll talk about it probably tomorrow on the Wealth Creation Show. So if you're an individual seeking financial independence, it's important to understand the entwining concepts of the money, the wealth creation, and the property investment. If you'd like to understand that significance of these elements in building a successful portfolio, you don't need to head back to school, because we're going to discuss it tomorrow. So I'll see you live 12:30 tomorrow on the Wealth Creation Show, Monday, every Monday at 12:30. You can catch up on a rerun, but sometimes if you want to watch it, you can ask questions live at that same point in time as well. And that's probably the most important because you'll always have a question. So until next time, guys, and tomorrow, for all you people that want to create some wealth in your life, I'll see you at 12:30. And I'm Jim Parker for Fife Properties TV.